Hi, I'm Tayne.
And I'm Aid, and this is Altar Call, a Married at First Sight podcast.
Hi, guys. Welcome to another, I'd call it an impromptu episode. It's me, Tayne, and joined again by Nana. Hi, Nana.
Hi. An
This,
emergency
and
pod.
I'm calling this impromptu because we just watched the recoupling of Love Island USA and we just had to talk about it. And honestly, I don't know, Nana, if what we're feeling is an unpopular
Yes,
opinion
that's your
because
answer.
I'm looking through the hashtag and I'm like, oh,
Yep.
am I on the wrong side of history? Because
I feel like I've only seen 4 people on my Twitter timeline like have the same thought. I went to because I was looking at the hashtag, I was like, oh, no one agrees with me. I went on Reddit. There also, I was just like, I am completely on the. I feel like I'm losing my mind here. Like I don't understand. I'm like, did we all watch the same thing? Like, what?
is it a generation thing? Are we too old?
No,
Because
okay, to be semi-serious for a bit, I think it's an echo chamber. I think people had already determined what their reactions would be before the show happened, and they're gonna stick by it whatsoever. I think it all ties back into what I said last time we spoke about the stan-in culture bleeding into everything. Like people just refuse to look at things objectively anymore. They've decided on a villain and that's it. They're sticking with it until they change their mind next week, and then that's it. They're sticking with it. I don't know. It's too much for me. It is
you
too
know,
much.
someone posted the picture of Serena giving Cordell the
The
finger
finger,
and
yeah.
her tongue and all that. And I went through the comments and it was like eight, queen, eight down,
And I
like
was like, she looks
mother,
embarrassing.
bodied. And I'm like, yeah, maybe.
No, we are definitely not on the same page as everyone else. I was
Yeah.
actually. It's funny because I went back to read your tweets after and I'm like, oh, thank God, like we're on the same page. Because it's always just like, oh, what if we completely disagree? Because then it generally makes you feel like you're going insane.
Yeah, it's always weird when you feel like and that's the thing. I don't feel like I'm supporting the men. I just kind of feel like the women need like a reminder of certain things. There was
Yes,
a lot of hypocrisy
yes,
that was going on
yes,
this season. I mean, this episode. And I'm
yes.
confused.
Can I say sorry to compare it to UK Love Island, guys, if you're not watching, but UK Love Island had their coupling this weekend. I actually think so there's another couple who were like the black couple. So UK there's only ever one. And the guy brought back a girl from Casa Amor. And I thought the girl he brought back, the Casa Amor girl, was doing too much because she started crying because no, like the original Villa girls weren't being super friendly to her. But in my mind, I'm like, this literally just happened like 10 minutes ago. Relax. Like the girl whose man you just stole is not going to try and be your friend. She wasn't being mean to her, but she just wasn't chatting to her. She went away with the original Villa girls for them to talk. But I will say this, like, I was so disappointed with the girls. I thought they were being so mean. And
Yeah.
again, everyone was just hyping them up. Yep, eat it. I'm like, we're on season, what is it, 5, 6 of Love Island? You guys
Yeah.
know how it works. These people are trying to get into the villa. It's always been like that. Why are you blaming them and not the men that brought them back? And it was really catty things. It wasn't even smart or clever. And you could tell they thought they were being so clever, basically disparaging their looks, implying that they're hoes. And I'm just like, is this what we're supporting? Really? I just found it really disappointing. And I think from then on, it just made me more willing to not be on board with anything they were doing. I just felt a deep sense of disappointment in them, which sucks
Yeah.
because who wants to be on men's side for any of these things? But I
Yeah.
wasn't impressed with the behavior, I can't lie.
I was hoping, and I was like, please don't get into mean girl territory, but everyone was doing the most. And, I want to say Kayla was doing the most, but I will say this, they are an established couple in air quotes because they're OG couples from day one and all that. But some of them, I'm like, 2 days,
Yep.
3 days.
Kayla's the
Like,
only one I feel had a right to act the way she did, even though I'm very tired of her tears. But anyone else, no. Even Janae, and I'm like, that's my girl, but she really disappointed me, Tayne. Because,
yeah,
like, correct me if I'm wrong, how long has she been talking to Kenny? Isn't it only 3, 4 days? Because
yeah, that's
didn't
what
Nigel just leave last episode and wasn't he
yep,
only in the villa for like 2 days?
yep, yep, yep,
So what was
yep,
that? I
yep,
just sorry to say, but a lot of it, I got the vibe of they're trying to go viral so they can have a bigger social media influencer career after the show. That's the vibe I got. And I just found it really disappointing. I can't lie to you. Like, they're trying to make a moment so everyone will, like, clip it and talk about it. I think there was something Kayla said that for me solidified everything. After she, like, laid into Aaron, she sat down and turned to the girls. Did I do good? Did I do okay? And I
mhm,
was just like, what the hell? Like, are you performing for the approval? Or I just felt like all of it was a performance. It was, when you're out with people you're trying to impress. So it's
yeah,
like everything that comes out of your mouth, you're saying it to impress the group rather than
yeah,
actually articulating your feelings. And I'm not saying they weren't hurt, because I just think it's honestly just a matter of egos being bruised. But
yeah.
it felt like a performance to me, which is why I was kind of disgusted by it all. Sorry. Yeah.
All season long, I've given praise to the cast. I've said that this is a stellar cast and they understood the assignment. The Casa Amor recoupling episode is the first time I've ever felt like this is overproduced. And I
Mm,
mean that from all angles. Everything was just giving, again, produced and not scripted, but like, this is not natural. This is not organic. It felt like what is that show that was about reality TV? It was on FX,
unreal.
Unreal, that showed
Hmm.
you the behind the scenes. I had flashbacks of that. It almost felt like the producers or whoever their handlers were or anything were offered bonuses, and it was like whoever made anyone do XYZ, you would get more and all that, and everyone was just tripping. Like everything right from the disgusting tag your it that Aaron and Rob did to get Daniela in.
That seemed very producer influenced. Can I say, I once remember, I don't know if, sorry to bring up Love Island UK again, the night of Love Island UK, Dami in India, I once watched an interview, um, or podcast, I actually think it was, with him, where he said, him bringing Summer, who was a Casa Amor
Yeah.
girl, back into the villa, it was heavily producer. They were basically trying to force them all to bring girls back. And they basically said, well, if you don't bring girls back, then you guys are all going home because you're going to be single, so you'll be voted out. And it was like a lot of pressure on them to do it, which is why he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to bring her back. And why some of them brought back girls that kind of didn't really make sense. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
like Jay bringing back China and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's the vibe I got with this one. Like, even yeah, they just want the drama. Let's be real, and we're here for the drama. But some of it just, yeah, you can see their hands in it, and they don't need it. This is so good. Just
Yeah.
let them be messy.
Yeah, they have enough, and only two girls were not picked. Everybody else picked someone. And then in terms of where the producers dropped the ball, honestly, I don't think they did the girls justice in the men that they brought for them. Knowing the kind of women that you have in the villa, you have to bring like men that will really, really like tempt them. From the minute, I think we talked about this last time, from the minute they had the men and we saw the pictures, I was just like, yeah, nah, nah. Everyone's gonna be loyal. To the point where you had Leah being loyal. Like, come on. Like, there just wasn't enough zhuzh. And I think that's unfair. Like, you're focused on the men turning their heads, but you're not focused on the women. Like, why aren't you feeding them as good as you're feeding the men? Like, what are we doing?
This is where I feel misogyny comes into play, and this I think applies across all the Love Island franchises. They always, sorry, I can't remember a Love Island season where the Casa Amor men have been better looking, more attractive than the Casa Amor women. The women are always better looking. And I also sometimes feel it's not all the time, but the majority of the time they tend to send the men away instead of the women. I think that also plays into it because it encourages them. It's like a new location, new environment. It encourages them to explore more and quote unquote cheat on the girls. They do it on purpose, and I'm a
Yeah.
bit sick of it. I think it's become tired, and I think it is just plain misogyny. Like they want tears from the girls, all of that. Like switch it up. Can we have the men cry instead? Like, come on. But yeah,
Why
I'm with you there.
why do you think the men had a choice to stay or go?
Oh, do you know I like that twist? I can't lie. I don't know actually. Maybe they were just trying to switch it up. But I think they knew they wouldn't. Like no one would stay because it's a pretty close knit group of men,
Well,
and
it's FOMO.
yeah, yeah. But I feel like they're all pretty close. Like if one of them was gonna do it, they were all gonna do it. You know, whatever Rob did, Aaron was gonna be right behind.
Yeah. He wasn't going to be
and
separated from him.
exactly, and Kendall was gonna follow them 100%. Miguel was
Just
already
snitch.
there before
Miguel
they
was the
finished the
first.
sentence. Yes.
Miguel was said, I'm out.
Yes, before the sentence was finished. And who does that leave? Kenny? He's not staying by himself. Come on. They knew no one would choose to stay, I think. But
So,
what do you think would have happened if one of them did stay?
I think they would have just got the tea. If anyone was gonna stay, I thought Kendall or Aaron was gonna stay
Mm,
and just kind of observe everything that was gonna happen. But Kendall is too much of a gossip that
yep.
he wasn't gonna stay behind. By the way, did you see the rumor that Kendall dumped a girlfriend just to come in
No.
to the show? So some girl dropped a TikTok or something just saying like this is a karma that you get for dumping me to go on a show. Now every time you see the host, you remember me because her name is Ariana or something to that effect or whatever. And everyone was like, "Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?" But it turns out like she's a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader and she's actually on the show, the Netflix document show that just came out, the Dallas
Oh,
Cowboy
okay.
cheerleaders. Well, put two and two together. She lives in Dallas. That makes sense that it's Kendall. But
Yeah.
I don't know for sure that it's true, but I believe it's true because Kendall is the worst kind of guy.
Yeah.
Kendall, I really liked when he came in. I'm just like over him now. Like, I don't like when people are just like obviously scheming. He's egging everybody on. And then look, it's just him and Nicole that
Yep.
are the only standing people. But his karma is coming because I just know his movie night is going to be him talking shit about the girls, him egging Cordell on, saying all these things, and then that girl when he was trying to take Miguel's girl. And the problem with Kendall is one of those, I'm a nice guy, but it's a lie.
Yep.
All the girls that Kendall likes do not like him back. And then it seems like he's loyal, but he's just settling for whoever likes me, I like him back. But they're not
Yep.
his first choice.
And even that small clip that they saw from like the video that was sent, they're already annoyed with it. I'm like, oh, this only scratched the surface of how he was moving. So I
Yeah.
really hope they show them everything. And also, sorry to the girl he left behind, but clearly you dodged a bullet. Like, I don't know what she wants
Yeah.
us to do with that information. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't
Yeah.
seem bothered. Sorry, girl, but he also doesn't seem like a great person. So you're better off without him, in my opinion. Do you know, at this point, I can't lie. My favorite has to be Miguel. That man is a whore with his chest. He
10
doesn't
toes
care.
down.
He
10
doesn't
toes down.
lie.
He
I
said
actually genuinely
100%
love him.
did.
I
Yes, I
genuinely love
did.
him. When he walked in there with his do-rag and baggy jeans, I'm like, this man does not give a single fuck. He was
None.
so funny. And I
Zilch.
was like,
Nada.
Leah, are you new to this game? Did you really think he was going to come back single? Be for real. Be for real.
I am convinced that now I think that Leah is a pathological liar because Ariana asked her, "What do you think?" And she's like, "I don't know, man." And then after speaking with the guy, she was like, "Of course I know him. It's Miguel." But I'm like, You just 5 minutes ago said you have no idea. She goes, every time they asked me, I knew or whatever. And I'm like, but okay, here's the thing I didn't understand. In the past or in past seasons, not necessarily USA, people pick people at least for insurance.
Yep.
What kind of fucking loyalty did this woman? This is what really made me mad. This is season 6. This is not no flagship season. We don't know how it works. We don't know how whatever. Boys will be boys. Like, this is Casa Amor, and this is what they do. If you're even feeling unsure, why would you just keep someone, see how it goes, and see how it feels, and you can get to know the other person too at the same time? Like, I always feel bad for the Casa Amor men because all they have to listen to is whining. The women are not there to even get to even try. And this is to our detriment as women in general. Like,
Yeah.
our superpower that needs to be unlocked is being like men. You gotta be as selfish as men are because one thing they're gonna do is look out for themselves.
I'm like giving you a standing ovation. I'm sorry, 100%. Which is low key. This is my cynicism coming out again. I think they're doing it for better brand deals after the show. They want to be, oh, I'm standing here by myself. Because I'm sorry, not a single. Kayla and Serena 100% knew that their men had been talking to somebody else. Do you know what I mean? So at least
Mhm.
bring someone else back, at least for a get back, even if it's not like, necessarily for insurance. Janae, you'd only been talking to this man for what, 3 days? Why wouldn't you? And the men, I mean, I can't say they're like, oh, I'm like dying over them, but what's his name? Jacoby seemed
Jacoby.
really nice, like a decent man. At least bring him back as insurance, even if he goes like he's voted out the next day or something. I thought that
Yeah.
was weird and kind of dumb. And who else is left? Nicole is the only one I kind of understand, but I also think they're all being hypocrites. Oh, I feel so bad because I'm really railing against these women, and it makes me feel
But
icky.
wait,
I don't like defending men.
but wait, Janae, I don't understand her dilemma. She dropped Coy, which I was very proud of her for. I didn't think that was gonna happen because he wasn't giving her anything. She's
Hmm.
moving with Kenny, who I still don't think is giving her anything. That man is like mute half the time. He just
Yep.
stares at her. He doesn't say anything. Josiah giving her nothing. Jacoby was the closest to even giving her anything. So maybe really it was that she's not attracted to him physically. Fair
Yep.
enough. But just give it time. Like things move so fast in Casa that again, especially if a whole bunch of y'all are gonna do it, that means a lot of the OGs are single. So
Thank
more than
you.
likely, we're gonna be stuck with a whole bunch of newbies that we don't know.
And
Well,
right
unless
now,
they
I
come
think
up
that
with
they're
something.
equal, right? It's four Casa girls and four OGs, right?
Yeah,
Am I miscounting?
but they're
Or
not in
five
public.
OGs. Yeah, like so the numbers. My thing is why I say they're all being hypocrites. It's because they're not that attracted to the Casa guys. If they were, they would all have recoupled. You cannot tell me Serena would not have recoupled if she found a man in there that she really liked and who was all out for her. Which is again, sometimes I feel like such a bitch saying these things, but from day one, Serena has been yo-yoing with Cordell because a man will come in, she'll try her luck with him. It will be very obvious that he's not interested. So she'll go running back to Cordell and then talk about, yeah, like, I just like the vibe with you, like, we're growing, whatever. Another bombshell will come in, she'll try her luck and then go back. Because she did it with Coy. Well, that was at the very beginning. So I guess, well, she was still trying it with him, even after she was coupled up with Cordell. She
Mm-hmm.
did it with Miguel. And I want to say there was one other one. Wasn't it Kenny? I'm missing one. Or Nigel.
No, it
Nigel.
was Nigel.
Yeah. One other one. That's what I'm just like. All this vitriol for Cordell. What the hell? I'm sorry. I never want to be that delusional and have my friends backing up my delusion. Because be for real. Yes, I understand you can feel disrespected, but you can't tell me you don't understand why this man acted the way he did. You've told him he's a second choice or a friendship couple the whole time you've been on this show. Just a few days ago, you left this man dancing by himself. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
come on. Like, why do you think calling this girl a bop, calling her like insinuating she's a hoe, whatever? And I don't really have any strong opinions about Daya, even though people have been very nasty to this woman on social media. I don't know anything about her, but the things I've seen people say about her, I'm just like, you people need help. But anyway, why are you like surprised that this man is going for someone who's unequivocally for him? Even if she's pretending. He's been there for like a month of someone never picking him first, never choosing him first. We're all human beings. Who doesn't want to be picked first? Even if it's not true, gets me up a little bit, you know? I
Yeah.
don't know.
And then they kept, trying to throw digs at him that the first minute you get a little bit of attention, as if
Yep.
Cordell is not like cute in his own right, like a really good-hearted person.
Cordell is gorgeous.
And they're just
Gorgeous
like, oh, as
man.
soon as you get a little bit of attention, you just do this or whatever. Well, isn't that what everybody's looking for?
Thank
Like you
you.
just said, like just for the attention for that. Now, some may argue that what her beef is that he did it disrespectfully, I guess. But when they say these things, I think it's in hindsight and feeling self-righteous. What is a respectful way to get to know someone?
Thank you. All these stupid rules, like, sorry, and I keep apologizing. Like this season of Love Island UK, when they were basically said you have to come and tell me you're about to kiss someone first, or like, who the hell are you? Like, what's a respectful way? Like you said, like, do I have to come and tell you first? Like, oh, I'm gonna talk to this girl. I may make out with her for it to be respectful. Like, we're on Love Island. What are you talking about? We're not new to this.
Everybody just seems to have short-term memory. Liv said something about when she was trying to console either Kayla, because Kayla kept whining all day or whatever, to the point where her eyes were swollen, but said something about what kind of girl does this, comes to take someone's man. I'm like, ma'am, you came in and took Rob. The man didn't even want you, and you took her from Leah. And then Nicole said something like, oh, we got bodies in this bitch. And I'm like, ma'am, you came in, you are all up on Cordell when we were
Thank
going through the
you.
whole Serena thing. Then you were with Kendall, and then you went with Miguel while
Mm-hmm.
he was with Liv, and then Leah moved and was with Rob while he was with Liv, and then she moved to Connor while he was with
Yep.
Janae, and then moved to Miguel while Miguel was with Liv again. Like,
Yep. Leah, who was
ma'am,
crashing out over Rob for a whole week in that villa, treating everyone like, didn't it cause a rift? Her and Serena, and with her like, and Janae, and like, come on, they've got very short memories. Her and Liv were beefing just a few episodes ago. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, come
yeah.
on. There's no such thing as respect. You guys are just acting like mean girls. And now I feel like I need to take a shower because I just spent like 25 minutes insulting women. You see, it's what I hate. I gotta blame men at the end of it all because I know the only one I'll say has any right to be that upset is Kayla. She's just annoying with
Yeah.
the whining, but I get it because this man literally told her he loved her before and didn't even. He did all that fake. Oh no, I want to be faithful, and literally like a day later, yeah, I don't trust Aaron. I've always said it from the beginning. So
Can I
yeah,
say something?
yeah.
Aaron is a deckhand. If anybody out there watches Below Deck, you know what all these deckhands do all the time. They're basically professional fuckboys. Also, this man won a show called what? The Traitors. What the
To be
fuck did you
fair,
think was
Tayne,
gonna
he wasn't
happen?
a traitor on the show. Sorry, spoilers for the UK traitors. He was a faithful the whole time. So, to be
Yeah,
fair.
but you have to. Yeah, but you still have to like deceive people, right?
Yeah, yeah, I
And
guess.
move in a way to avoid and convince people that you
That
are
you're not a
faithful, even
traitor.
when they, yeah,
Yeah.
even when they surrender. Either way, he won.
He cried the
It just
whole way through the
requires.
traitors, by the way. Like the whole way. Which, remember, sorry guys, when Tayne told me that he was coming on Love Island USA, she was like, oh, it's got that guy from the traitors and Aaron. I'm like, who the hell is Aaron? Because I watched like 7 seasons of the traitors back to back over different countries. So
Yeah.
I couldn't remember his name. And I said to Tayne, I was like, oh, is it the crying one? And she was like, I don't know. And I went to look at his face. I was like, ah, it is the crying one. Literally, that was his like defining factor of the traitors. That he cried the whole season through. Every
I
episode, he
was
was crying.
I was confusing him with the season two winner because I was like, season two, he was savage. But I was like, I don't remember him looking this innocent. And then
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
was
oh,
gonna say the
Aaron
name, but I don't
season.
want to spoil it for someone who may watch it because yeah, That's a good
Yeah.
season.
So like season one. But anyways, either way, I just like if you maneuver that show, avoid getting killed by whoever and all that, to me, you have some kind of strategic
Yeah,
something
I'm with
going on.
you.
So, I mean, I get it. I'm not saying that they don't get to be hurt. I do think that, yes, feelings are heightened over there. But I'm just saying, like, you have the advantage that this is season six, and you know that guys are going to do what they're going to do. And I'm not saying that you should even recouple or anything. I just don't like how the men come and
But
they don't even try.
acting. Yep.
They're just sitting there. It's just when I miss this guy. I know what we have
Hmm.
is great. Like someone like Leah should not be saying that about Miguel.
Sorry, she wasn't
So
asking for that. Miguel, like, come on, bro.
yeah. So
I
it
was
kind
if
of
Miguel was there, he would have laughed in her face. Like, come on, Miguel. Miguel,
it
that's what I'm saying. He's the one I like because he's the most honest person in that villa. He is who
yeah,
he is, and he does not hide it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, come on. My thing is,
And
when Serena was
the
laying into Cordell, she was like, I was sleeping outside. I'm like, who told you to sleep outside? You had a perfectly serviceable bed. All these performative action, like, I'm going to sleep in soul ties. Because... No, I would sleep in my bed. We can even put up a pillow fort between me and the other person. You're literally just lying next to each other. If you're, we all know you're not attracted to them. Like, don't
yeah,
pretend you're not interested in. Like, it's all performative. That's what I'm
You know what I don't miss at all? That vicious week before a period. The cravings, the irritability, and just generally feeling off. Now it's easier to manage PMS with estro control. Happy Mammoth, the company that created Hormone Harmony, is dedicated to making women's lives easier. And that means using only science backed ingredients that have been proven to work for women. They make no compromise when it comes to quality, and it shows.
Hormone Harmony contains science backed herbal extracts called adaptogens. Now, here's the beauty about adaptogens they help the body adapt to any stressors, like chaotic hormonal changes that happen naturally throughout a woman's life. For a limited time, you can get 15% off on your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code AltaCallMAFS at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code AltaCall MAFS for 15% off today.
every single thing that happened from the girls in this episode was performative, and that's why it pissed me off because nobody was being authentic. They were either trying to go viral or like performing for the other girls, and I was low key a bit disgusted with it all. I can't lie. Yeah,
yeah,
and I know it's a very unpopular opinion, but hey, if I can't tell my truth, what else can I do? So.
yeah. I don't know. It was just the whole. And here's the thing, from past history, most of these people are gonna come back with these girls because they're getting insurance, and then they'll go back to the girls because after all this, they're gonna forgive them.
Yep. I
And
don't think Serena will record. Well, I'm praying. I don't want Cordell with Serena. Sorry, I never did, and I don't. But Kayla's 100% going back. Let's be real. And Loki, as much as I love Liv, I think I'm getting on your side, Tayne. That I think it's time for her to go. She
she
doesn't
gotta
like any
go.
of these men.
She doesn't like any of the men. She's here for vibes. She's here to speak for the women, and it's becoming like the last season of Maps. It's like a
Yeah.
men versus women thing that I don't like. Why are you speaking for and chiming in into the whole thing? I'm like, Liv, I don't. Yeah, just keep it going.
Yeah.
She's here for her vibes. She chose Kane and sat like 10 feet away from him.
Even that, I
with
was so
his
surprised
with
because
his
I
turkey.
literally thought he got along with Nicole better. So even the whole thing with Liv, I was like, where did that come from? But anyway,
Girl,
so
Nicole is playing a game. She and Kendall.
100%.
They're just there to like, oh, we look good and we look, but they're so unlikable. I would never, ever, ever, ever. Honestly, I'm at the point where I'm like, I've been voting for Janae regardless of who she's with, but I don't know who I'm gonna vote for now.
Do you know what? I will say, as much as I love Janae and I still like her, there have been little things that have kind of given me pause the last few episodes. And I think it started with Who was she having a conversation? One of the Casa boys. Sorry, I couldn't be bothered to learn all their names. But she was giving very pick me energy, where she's like, I'm different from other girls. I'm like more mature. All of this. I didn't like that. It rubbed me the wrong way. It really gave me not like the other girls. And I was like, Janae, I'm a bit disappointed in you. But I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just let that slide. But then I also think, like, who are you looking for? Like, none of these men, I don't think she has a super strong connection with. But I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. She's still my girl, but yeah, that gave me a little bit of pause. I don't like it when women talk like that. I'm being very honest with you. So
Yeah, you don't have to put down somebody else just to,
yeah,
get you looked up. Because even when Leah said something like, when the two remaining girls came in, and Leah's like, oh, they picked the wrong ones,
yeah,
implying that the ones that they picked were less attractive.
yep,
Or when Janae was like, oh, don't sit beside them.
yep.
Or when she was hyping whoever, and she was just like, just say the word, just say the word. And she's like, I'm going home. I'm going home. I was like, bro, 2 days.
Oh,
And
someone you've been
for
chatting to for less than a
Kenny,
week. Like, you're
Kenny,
performing. Come on. And you're right, it
Kenny
was her
says,
and Leah who, because when the last two girls walked in, they're like, oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. Ooh, they picked the wrong ones. That's exactly what they said. You're right. Oh,
yeah,
yeah. I was just so, it was such a good episode, but I was just left disappointed by everybody.
yeah. I
I have
can't imagine
nobody
you
to
going
root for.
crazy over Kenny, who's dressed like he's going for a job interview at any second.
Kenny's grown on me, by the way.
No,
Because at first I didn't see it. I didn't find him particularly attractive. Sorry, guys. But he seems kind of chill. I don't know. He's
he's
grown
too
on
chill.
me
He has
for
nice
the
eyes,
show.
but he's too chill. You gotta show something. And this
Yeah,
is my issue with Cordell. I wish, and that's the thing is, Cordell is young. Like,
very.
no ifs, ands, or buts. So I give him some grace for that. But I wish Cordell had the confidence that will come to him in a few years, because
Yeah,
he should have walked in 10 toes down, not his head down, not
yeah.
his head everything. Because, yes, I get it. Serena has been hurt. Serena says she's been cheated on in the past and she knew men would do this and she's moving slow, but it's a little simplistic to just reduce everything to because you were going slow. There's no rhyme or reason to some relationships. Some people start physical and it works. Some people start physical and it fails. Some people don't, and they're just all these things. So to attribute it to, oh, I did this and this is why, oh, she's a hoe because she dry humped you in 2 days or whatever. But in some part, maybe again, through no fault of hers, just her experiences and she's a human being, her walls are so up that she's so guarded that maybe the other party just feels like, okay, where do I stand or whatever, and then you meet someone who makes you feel assured, good. Of course, they may be lying to you, but the dopamine or whatever it's called of just feeling good and making you feel
Mm-hmm.
good kind of works. But with her, she can't deny that with her and Cordell, it's been up, down, and
She
when you
doesn't
put
like
together
him, Tayne. She
the
doesn't.
reassurances come right before big changes, because again, season 6, we can calculate, we know they're staying 6 weeks, we can kind of guess when Casa Amor is happening, and that happens. And then the last time the reassurance came, it was right before a recouple. It's not going to make anyone feel so good. And even
Exactly.
though, like, I don't think she's lying about moving slow, because she was consistent about that with Nigel, I believe,
Nigel.
and
Mm-hmm.
all that kind of stuff. But for someone like Cordell, who's not mature yet, he could just read that as, maybe she's not really into me. Why doesn't she want to, do anything with me or kiss me or whatever? Even though she says they were physical just the night before, but I don't know.
Tayne, I'm sorry.
I don't.
Even take out the physical, right? I just feel like people are being very unfair to Cordell. Take out the physical. She's already given him whiplash back and forth, even without the whole I'm a slow burner thing. And then add that, so we see 1 hour of their day in that villa. Twice his boys have tried to talk to him about Serena. Twice. That, like, maybe you should start looking elsewhere, because basically implying that she's using him to stay in the villa, which she was. Like, I don't understand how anybody can deny that. Anytime she knew another recoupling was, that's when she'll come back. At one time, she even said, "Yeah, we're a friendship couple." Like, she said those words. Like, Of course, his boys have tried to warn like him off her twice because they can see that she's not into him like that. I don't know why everyone's pretending. That's what's really annoying me. I just feel like everyone's being fake. No one's being real. And I get it, Serena. Like your ego's hurt. I'd be hurt too, especially when you like think, oh, okay, I'm finally giving this guy a chance. I'm like opening it up, but he also has the right to have his own storyline. Not everything has to be at your pace. If it's not working for him, you guys should both go and find someone else. Simple. And I'm with you. I just really wish he'd come in with more confidence. But again, like you said, it's his age. And I think Cordell, the whole show, he showed me nothing but like a good heart. So I don't think he's a bad person at all. He'll learn from this. He's 21. 21 is literally nothing in this world. So yeah, I just think like people are being so nasty to him, even on social media, writing on Odell Beckham's Instagram page. I'm just like, you people need to get a fucking life. Oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing. But anyway, they're literally
But
leaving. Sorry guys, they're leaving hate comments for Cordell on his brother's Instagram page, and I'm just like, losers, all of you. And they're being really nasty to Dea, who has said and done nothing. They're calling her grandma, even though she's the same age as Janae. Calling her ugly. Someone's like, "Why her lips thin?" Like, I'm just like, this girl has done nothing. Even if you're gonna be angry, like, focus it on the right people. I just really hate that. But yeah,
but as a viewer though, for people who are all up in arms and stuff, what do you want? Do you just want to see them coupled up and stalled and that's it?
so we can
Everyone rides up
complain
to the
it's
sunset?
boring.
Like, I don't know. It just seems like I think everyone should, which was what I was praising them for. In the beginning when Kaylor was kissing whoever, was it Hakeem or whoever that she kissed, and she's like, I owe it to myself. I'm here to explore. I'm here to, I'm like, yeah,
It's Love
that's what it
Island,
is.
baby.
Yeah. Some might argue and say, oh, it was early days or whatever. Yeah, but we're still in Love Island.
Yeah.
So
No,
I don't know.
Kayla is the only one I'll allow it, even though I find her crying annoying. She's
Yeah,
absolutely the only one I think has the right to be upset. Because that man told her he loved her right before he
yeah,
left.
yeah.
And they've been together since day one. And you know, if she hadn't seen that video, Aaron wouldn't have said a thing. Or he'd have tried to play it off because he's devious. She's the only one that I think has the right to be upset as she was. Everyone else, calm down, take a breath. It's fine.
How
You're annoyed.
hilarious was
What
How
you say,
hilarious
sorry?
was it? How hilarious was it when he walked in and was like, "Yes, let's go," and she's like, "Calm down. We saw a video." I'm like, how
Did you see the
embarrassing.
look on the girl's face when he was
Yeah.
celebrating? It was kind of like, cut it out. It just made me laugh so much. No, this was an entertaining episode. I can't lie,
Yeah,
but
it was also so funny when Kayla was clapping when Rob walked in with Daniela, and she's like, "Oh, yay!" And then someone said, "Isn't that the girl that was with Aaron?" She goes, "What? It is?" She's so naive.
she, she said, "What's her name, Aaron?" Janae, Janae was like, is that Daniela? What's her name, Aaron? And then he was acting like he couldn't hear her.
But I like Daniela's energy. She just came in like,
She
I don't
doesn't
care, like y'all
care.
do what. But what do you think the conversation with Rob and Aaron was? Because there had to have been a conversation. Is the goal to bring Daniela so he can explore both, or is Rob like to me since Andrea left, Rob has been checked out. This
Yeah.
whole thing he was trying to do to get with Liv, and I'm like, what is that about? Liv is
He's
just
trying to
21,
stay
but
in the villa, which it doesn't make sense since the love of your life was apparently Andrea, so much that you were yelling at women for it. He should have, oh, I'm going home, and then 20 minutes later, you're still here. But I don't know what he's playing at, to be honest with you, because at first I thought him and Aaron were kind of speaking silently with their eyes, like, yeah, you bring her back just in case Kayla doesn't take him back, as insurance. But then when he was talking to her, I'm like, it's just Rob being Rob. He can't help himself. I feel like he really is just trying to snake her off Aaron. He just wants someone else. I don't think he likes any of the OG girls in the villa. Because even that whole, oh, I think I like Liv. Like, what? where did that come from? Like right before they went to Casa Amor, I wasn't buying that. I just think he wants to stay on the show. That's all. Like I said, it's all a performance. Everyone is pretending. I think he just wants to stay on the show. He wants a guaranteed couple. So in case they're like
Yeah.
picking out singles, that's all.
Anyways,
The only people's actions that I believe the boys coming from anyway on that show are Miguel and Cordell. That's it. Everyone else is pretending to me.
hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just interested to see. Anyways, they need to send really strong bombshells. Mora in the preview for After Sun said two new islanders are coming in, and I'm frustrated. If I heard right, I think she said two new international. I could have
Uh,
heard it wrong, but two people from the past, and I'm like, I don't understand what Love Island is doing. Stop bringing foreign people. It's Love Island USA. Stop bringing past people. Stop bringing exes. Stop bringing like it's not X on the beach. There's a show already
yep.
for that.
And also,
So why are we
I
bringing
can't
two past
suspend
people?
belief, Tayne. If you're bringing in someone from the UK, from Australia, how are they going to work when someone's from Kansas? Like, come on. Let me suspend belief a bit. This is what I'm saying. I just feel like it's very obvious that a lot of them are just there for brand deals at the end of the day. But whatever. They're entertaining
I
me, so I
mean,
guess I can't complain too much.
Kayla said it. She was like, "Thank you, God, for saving me. He lives in the UK." And I'm like, "You realize your girl lives in Australia. But how does that
Yes.
work? If she goes back to Australia where they didn't watch the show, what did the deals do for
She's going to have
her?" And it's
American
just
deals. They don't care. Liv is going to
I mean,
have American followers. She'll work with American brands.
I will say this though. I don't know if it translates. Like Zeta is British and she won. And I gotta say, I don't think she's one of the ones who's doing getting a lot of deals.
But
She does not
do you
get.
know why? It's because people discovered her and Timmy were faking their relationship. I didn't finish that season, but they broke up like right after, and then they were like leaking texts from each other, basically saying, okay, well, yeah, sure, you want to break up, but we're not going to tell the public so we can still continue to get brand deals. Who's going to support you after that? She just doesn't come off as likable. And so
I
the
don't
influencer game is so saturated. Well, I didn't say that
see.
word correctly. I can't speak English. Yeah, it's so saturated right now that you really do have to connect with your people. And I feel like that because that came out not long after the show ended.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I mean,
So I think
Justine
that's
has
why.
managed to keep her bag, although I think being on the challenge helped. And then
Yes.
resurgence with Love Island games because yeah, we knew she wasn't with Jack.
Hmm.
I ain't heard nothing since
But
then.
they're still friends.
But
They're still cordial, them two.
and
And also, Justine
yeah,
was just more authentic. Sorry. She came
just
across as
what?
like she was more authentic to me. Like it's just like
Oh,
more as a nice girl, if it makes sense.
I just
Am I
think
wrong?
Justin knows the game though. I think
You think she
yeah,
knows how to play the game better, right?
yes, I think she
Yeah.
knows how to. She knows the image she needs to put
Yep.
out there, and she does it very well.
Yep.
Um, what
She's
else?
a better
Anyway,
influencer.
I saw a rumor that Johnny was coming back. I don't want to
Oh
believe it
God,
because
please. Does he have a
everybody knows
baby he needs
Johnny.
to be looking after? A newborn?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it should
no.
be a month now, but yeah.
I
So
don't
I
want to
don't think
see
it's
him,
true.
Scott, none of them.
Yeah, I don't think it's true, but I just they need to stop digging into the past. There's enough people trying to get into reality TV show, and then on After Sun, they're gonna have Johnny Bananas from the challenge, and I don't understand that too. He's not
Is
even
he
on
not just
a.
a guest?
He is a guest, but I'm just. What is the? There's enough Love Island past seasons to choose from. Like, let's go through them first. Like, what are we bringing Bananas from Viacom up to
I don't,
NBC Universal? He had a show with NBC, yes, I get it, but what is the connection? What and then they showed his promo video and one of the comments was like, he looks like the only people that someone said, oh, the only people that might know him might be old people. And I'm like, oh my god.
that's your people. Not joking. I have to say, I don't agree with you on that one. I have to be very honest, just because I haven't watched the US After Sun yet, which I still need to. But After Sun's always had random guests. They're just fans of the show, So I don't find it weird at all. Like in
I
the
think
UK one,
it'd
they
be
had like
random,
Steph
but
London
why?
on. Like I feel like why not? They're like it's like Gogglebox. They're like the voice of the public. It's just a face you recognize as a super fan of the show. I don't
Super
really
fan,
see the
Johnny
problem. I'm gonna be
Bananas.
real with you. Yeah.
Anyway, so I mean, I'm just going based off like maybe it's my feelings towards Johnny Bananas, and he's quite thirsty. Yes, he has a
Hmm.
podcast, but I could think of 10 people before him, and he's just gonna come there, make it about him. I don't even know if he watches the show because that's just Johnny. He's just obnoxious. So
Hmm.
I'll just wait until I see how he performs. But I was just like, huh, okay,
We'll
on that.
see.
So
We'll
yeah, I
see.
think that's about it. I mean, you know what? I just really want to hear guys' point of view. Yes, I get it that Cordell could have explored without being quote unquote disrespectful. I just don't know where the line is. You kiss a girl, it's still going to be disrespectful. You don't know what you don't know. Because he dry humped and they saw that, that is going to be the worst thing. If the worst thing he did was kiss, that still would have been an issue. If the worst thing he did was say, I still like Serena, but I have a connection with you and I feel for you, that would have still been a big issue. So I don't know, and I don't think we should be. I don't know. I don't want a situation where people are censored and they're not doing anything because they're worried about. And this is me being selfish as a viewer. I just want people to be free,
I'm sorry, I
indulge.
100% agree with you. I think if Cordell had never kissed a girl, like, but literally just talked to her and brought her back, that would have still been an issue, like you said.
Yes.
It's only because he's not there as her safe bet anymore. That's it. And nobody's been honest about that. And I'm sorry, nobody can change her mind about that. She's just mad because she lost her safe bet. That's it. And now you're by yourself because you didn't find a connection in Casa. So yeah, I don't feel sorry for her. Sorry.
And then they keep saying Casa is supposed to be like respectful test or whatever, but what if everybody slept outside? Like, what are we like? That's not like, the thing about reality vets of reality shows, like, even while they're doing whatever they're doing, they're remembering, like, oh, we're still on the show. We still
Hmm.
need to make it entertaining. So
Thank
I'm
you.
not understanding this whole, like, that is the whole purpose of Casa Amor. Granted, the boys always take advantage of it and talk about, I need to test. And I actually feel bad sometimes for the Casa Amor girls because it's like the way they talk about them. It's like
Hmm.
these tests are not human beings with feelings. They just discard them
Yep.
like it's nothing. So I don't
I think they should get rid of Kessel more. Like across all the franchises. I
know.
can't lie. I feel like it's played its purpose. Everyone knows the formula.
Oh,
And it started off with Liam and Millie from
yeah,
that season where they won. That set a
yeah.
precedent. So now there's always a quote unquote strong couple. One of them goes to exploring Casa, comes back single. They'll take them back and then they'll coast to the end after a little bit of groveling. I feel like it's stale. They really need to do something to shake it up. They need to get their
Uh,
thinking caps on and come up with something else. I think Casa was dead personally
that's
because
true
it
because
hasn't
then
moved me for seasons. Yeah.
they always say we've been tested and
Mhm.
we've come out the other side.
Yeah, they need to come up with something else. Even like the small twist of them, like, oh, you can choose to go. I thought that was kind of like, like good. Like more things like that. It didn't really work for this group of guys, but maybe in a
Yeah.
different season it would have. But yeah, it needs. That is one aspect of the show that I think needs the biggest shake up because it's very stale to me. So yeah.
Huh, that is very interesting. That
Yeah.
is an angle. Um, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna get rid of all the many people in the house.
I have unpopular opinions about who can go, but
No, I just mean like, what are they gonna do? Like, what are we
Leah
gonna vote for?
single, Serena
They're
single,
all
no
they're all new
connections.
couples.
Pack your
So how are we
bags.
gonna vote?
Pack your bags if you're single. No, I'm joking. They'll probably do favorite boy and favorite girl as always.
But they all favorite boy. Okay, separated
Yeah,
and all. Um,
and then the
but
bottom ones they'll probably have them choose, so they still keep the OGs in. and then get rid of the Casa girls. But even though there are enough Casa girls that they may have the numbers, so who knows?
Yeah.
It'll be
I mean, I hope that everyone gets, I hope they're not overly mean to the girls, but I don't know if wishes were horses, but I'm ready for movie night. Like the UK movie
yes,
night is on Sunday and I can't wait. So I am ready for movie night on the US side because there's a lot to show. And I don't know, just ready for them to start purging them out one by one.
yeah.
And for
Time
the
to
new
wrap it up.
bombshells, I think it's time. It's time
Hmm.
and get actual people. I mean, it has to be tough to come in late because you really have to be a bombshell hard.
Yes, but I think a lot of the people they've brought in have bombshell hard. But that's why I feel like they need to break up some of there are too many OGs in Love Island USA. Like all
Mm,
of them are still there, right? I don't think anyone's been sent home from the beginning. Connor was like the one who kind of came in the earliest, right? Everyone else is
yeah,
still there. And if they don't break them up, they will just keep voting for each other and saving each other. They have to be a bit ruthless now and get rid of some OGs, unfortunately. Otherwise, it will become boring. We've seen it happen.
out of curiosity, who are the bombshells you think bombshelled hard?
Or at least tried. um, Andrea, even though I didn't really wasn't that moved by her. Nicole, she's still there. The one
Yeah,
they got rid of, that blonde girl from Florida. What was her name? Cassidy. She
Cassidy.
tried.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought she was so timid.
You thought she was timid? Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't. And
I
I
thought she
even
was
like
so
that she
timid. Like,
spoke out when she was voted out. That no one stood behind her. I like
oh,
that she
that
called out
was
Leah
so.
for it.
As soon as that happened, I was like, that was so producer driven. And then her voice was shaking as she was
Yeah.
saying, I just felt like we were closer and maybe you should have. And I was like,
You
she's too
thought? Oh,
forgettable.
I didn't feel it was producer driven. I should say at all.
Okay.
But yeah, um, and out of the men, yeah, just none really. But yeah, I just feel like they've at least tried. But yeah,
Yeah.
something they need to get rid of some OGs. That's the real problem. There are too many of them in there.
I feel like once Janae's man gets into that
Mhm.
house, we will all know who that person is.
Yep.
Because then Kenny came in, we're like, no, it's not. When we were, I actually thought it might be Nigel, but I guess not.
Yeah. Oh, I just put Miguel's the one who's bombshelled the hardest, right? Technically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's just a
Yes.
hoe. I'm sorry. Every time I think of him, I
Yes.
laugh. I have never seen a more ridiculous character.
He's here for the vibe. 10 toes
Yes.
down. So,
Anyway.
okay. Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Like, I'm sure we're missing something, but I think we got most of the gist. We touched on all the couples. I hope no one was that forgettable and we didn't forget anyone. Okay, we talked about all of them. So, thank you for joining me, Nana. Always a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
For you guys out there, I don't know when the next one will be because we didn't know this was gonna happen. So maybe if they throw us out another, if movie night leaves us on the floor, we might just talk about it. But would also like to hear all your thoughts. Like, are we tripping? We're open to
I,
listening
I have
about
a
this whole
feeling
thing.
that people are gonna really disagree with us, but
Yeah, I'm
we'll
okay with
see.
that. Like,
I don't mind.
variety is the spice of life. Like, we could have different things, but it's just, again, we're not saying they shouldn't be hurt. We're just saying, like, at the end of the day, it's still a TV show. Some of these people were 2 days, and we get it that it was like the disrespect, but we cannot rewrite history on what had happened before Cordell went in there, and, just different viewpoints. But it'll be good to talk about it. But till next time, please give us a 5-star rating if you're so inclined on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.